Why Arsenal should sign EMI Buendia, the bargain of the summer, episode 5 of 6. This is the 5th episode of my Who Arsenal Should Sign series. The other 4 episodes will be linked in the description below, and the 6th episode will be out shortly. Also, if you're a usual gym goer and want to stay in shape but are stuck inside the house in quarantine, check out my friend Joe Cullen's YouTube channel. He's recently uploaded a video showing you how you can do a full body workout with just one dumbbell. That video will be linked in the description below, so make sure you go over and subscribe to his channel if you like fitness and travel content. In this episode I will look at why Arsenal should sign EMI Buendia as a most advanced central midfielder in their midfield three. So in the first episode of this series I analysed the type of central midfielder Arsenal needed to sign to play in a midfield three in front of Marc Roca alongside either Lucas Torreira or Granit Xhaka, with Dani Ceballos unlikely to stay at the club. The player will need to replace the creativity lost with the departures of the Spaniard and Mesut Ozil as well. In this position, Arsenal's advanced central midfielder will play as a false 8, the role that Kevin De Bruyne and David Silva have been used in for Pep Guardiola at Manchester City. His task will be to sit high up the pitch, in behind the opposition's midfield, and look to receive the ball in the half spaces, from where he can create. Norwich's EMI Buendia would be the man I would sign for Arteta's side. Buendia only just turned 23 in December, and despite having a contract with Norwich until 2024, with Norwich looking like they could be relegated to the Championship this season, Arsenal could sign Buendia for around £25 million. Buendia's key attribute is his ability to create chances. This can be seen as he's completed the second most key passes per 90 minutes in the Premier League, with 3.3, behind only Kevin De Bruyne. He's also creating a high quality of chances, as seen with his expected assist rate of 0.30, which is the 7th most in the league and a higher rate than players like Jack Grealish, James Maddison and Mo Salah. Buendia is excellent at playing through balls in behind the defensive line to find an on-running forward. This has worked incredibly effectively throughout parts of the season, with Teemu Pukki leading the line for Norwich. An example of this can be seen against Liverpool on the opening day of the season. Buendia gets the ball in the Liverpool defensive third and immediately sees Pukki making a sharp run in behind a relatively high back line, from where Buendia is able to execute a precision pass to create the goal scoring opportunity. Playing as a central midfielder in front of Roca, Buendia will be tasked with attempting to move ahead of the play to try to find space in behind the opposition's midfield. An example of him doing exactly this is against Leicester. Norwich had just regained possession in the middle third, and Buendia has a presence of mind and awareness to move into the space in behind Maddison and Tielemans. When he receives the ball, rather than dribbling with it, he executes a perfectly weighted through ball to find Pukki's run. Buendia also has the ability to progress the ball forward through the middle third via his close control dribbling. This can be seen as he's completed 3.3 dribbles per 90 minutes, which is the 4th most of any player in the league. A good example of his ability is here, as Buendia receives the ball in the middle of the pitch, with 2 Wolves central midfielders both pushing up to pressurise him. Buendia is able to intricately dribble through the 2 Wolves midfielders and past Conor Coady, who moves out of the back line, which opens up the Wolves defensive unit, leaving Norwich with 2 players making runs in behind the Wolves centre back pairing. This is an invaluable ability for a midfield to have, as it enables a side to progress the attack forward quickly without having to rely on multiple teammates engaging in a series of passes. This would be perfect for Arteta's midfield three, as Roca sitting in behind Buendia has the ability to find the Argentine in these advanced positions with low incisive passes from deep, allowing him to then dribble past the defensive midfielder, leaving him with the ball in front of the opposition's back line. Buendia is a versatile player, having been used as an advanced midfielder in a midfield three, in front of a midfield double pivot, and on both flanks playing as a wide playmaker moving into central positions. This would offer Arteta versatility, being able to move from a 4-3-3 to a 4-2-3-1, positioning Buendia further up the pitch if needed. Buendia also suits Arteta's aggressive pressing system, being one of the best pressing attacking midfielders in the league. He has made the most tackles of any attacking player in the league with 2.9 per 90 minutes, and the 5th most interceptions of any player with 0.9 per 90 minutes. This would significantly improve Arsenal's pressing system, with Buendia being a much better presser than Ozil is. This is an important function in Arteta's team. The 2 central midfielders ahead of Roca will be tasked with pushing out of the midfield line to press the opposition's deep line midfielders. Ozil isn't capable of performing this role effectively, lacking the aggression in his press and the positional awareness that Buendia has. In possession, Buendia would sit as the most advanced central midfielder in Arteta's side, using some variation of the 2-3-4-1 shape. Buendia would play the same role that Ozil played at the start of Arteta's reign, sitting high up the pitch in behind the opposition's midfield, which isn't too dissimilar to how he's been deployed at Norwich. However, instead of starting out wide and moving in field, he'd be given the licence to start high and central. So how would I rate Buendia overall? Well, I'm going to be using my new rating system that I've been thinking about for a while, rating players out of 10, with different increments for different quality levels. For example, an 8 out of 10 and above is a player I would consider world class, whereas a 7 to an 8 out of 10 is a player I would consider Champions League class, and by Champions League class I mean good enough to play in a side, get into the round of 16 regularly. 6 out of 10 would be Europa League class, and so on. I may release a video explaining this in further detail, but until then check out my Instagram where I will be rating players using this system so you can get an idea of how I'm rating certain players. So Buendia would be signed as an advanced playmaker for Arteta's side, playing in a midfield 3 in front of a deeper single pivot Mark Rocker, which I do believe is Buendia's best position. However, he could also play as a wide playmaker moving in field from either flank. I'd rate Buendia as 7.2 for current ability, which is Champions League class, and around the same level as Maddison and Grealish. In terms of potential ability, Buendia could become a world class advanced midfielder, being only 23 and having all the statistical hallmarks of potentially one of the best playmakers in the world, which is why I'd rate his potential ability at 8.5. His bargain transfer fee at probably around £25 million makes him one of the most attractive prospects available, and considering the likes of Maddison and Grealish are reportedly valued at around £60 million plus, Buendia seems like a deal that Arsenal have to make. So thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe to the channel for episode 6, check out the previous 4 episodes as well, and give this video a like if you enjoyed it.